Hi everyone, Happy New Year. The first thing I'm going to do today is tell you about the books I have read in December, my TBR plans for January. So in December I didn't do too bad actually, because I was making this big push to finish my reading goal of 50 books for the year. And guess what? I did it! Woohoo! With 2 hours to spare. I finished my 50th book on New Year's Eve at 10 o'clock. Let me tell you what those books were that I read in December. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. Some of them were really little. Okay, so first of all, I did 2 audiobooks, 2 memoir audiobooks, because I was working on some Christmas crafting. I can actually show you what those were now because I've given them away as presents. And so if somebody watches this that was gonna get that for a present, it's okay to show now. I made 6 stockings for grandkids and a couple of in-laws to match kind of the style of stocking that the rest of us have, that I made 35 years ago when my husband and I got married, and for all my kids. And so the grandkids and the in-laws wanted some too. So I made stockings. And then I also, earlier, a couple months ago, I started a t-shirt quilt for my daughter. And so I made a big push to finish that so that I could give that to her for Christmas. So I was working really hard. Oh, and I was also working on a kind of advent calendar thing. My husband made a box. I can't show you a picture of that because that's still a surprise kind of for them. They opened the box, but they haven't opened the little things that go in the box. Those are all wrapped up still for them to unwrap next year at Christmas time. So anyway, I was working on that too. I was working on a lot of different things. So when I do crafting things, I do like to listen to stuff, and often I listen to music. Sometimes I've listened to podcasts, but this time around I was like, I should try an audiobook. And of course it was perfect. It was lovely. And I'm gonna do this more often. In fact, I might try to accomplish some of my craft projects that have gone unfinished, because I can do 2 things at the same time and listen to the audiobook and the craft project. So maybe it's gonna work. Anyway, so I listened to Becoming by Michelle Obama, and later on I needed that one was kind of a longish one, but it was really good. I loved it. I didn't know that much about Michelle Obama. I'm not a politics person. I don't follow these people very well, even though I should be more aware of what's going on in the world, but I just really enjoyed her positivity, shall we say. So I really enjoyed that. And then the other one I did was a shorter one because it was towards the tail end, and that was the one by Lauren Graham called Talking as Fast as You Can, From Gilmore Girls to Gilmore Girls. It was more of a essay type book where nothing was like a narrative story. She was just telling fun things about both Gilmore Girls, the beginning ones and the end one, and then parenthood, and then some of her just in the business stories and answering questions and just lots of fun things. And both of those books were narrated by the author, and I just loved it. I really, really loved it. So I gave them both 5 stars. We'll talk about my top books in a little bit too in a different video. So yeah, those were great books to end the year with. I do have the physical book, so I was able to look through and see the picture she was talking about. But I ended up not reading, but listening, which I thought was a lot more fun actually. And then I talked about in my November plans that I maybe would stick a little Christmas book in, and I did manage to read this one, The Quiet Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott, which is actually 3 little short stories by Louisa May Alcott that she did for a little children's magazine. And this guy that compiled them found them, and decided that they needed to be public and out there in the world. So he put this little book together. So I enjoyed that. They were cute. And then I read The Christmas Murder Game. This was on my Kindle. Christmas Murder Game by Alexandra Benedict. It was for a book club. Last year we read a romance. So this year we wanted a murder Christmas story. I knew I would struggle with it, and I did, but I got through it. It was intriguing in parts, but I'm just so not into mystery murder stories. And this one was especially not engaging. The writing was weird. Her similes and metaphors were just so like mind-jarring. They totally take you out of the story. And the people were killing each other, and everybody acted like it was no big deal. I'm just like, Shouldn't we be a little worried about this? It's a story in England. They're stuck in the house. And the aunt who has died has said, whoever wants to inherit this house, you have to solve this game. And if you find the secret room at the end, then you get the house. And our girl doesn't really want it, but she ends up wanting it in the end. And because pretty much she's the last one that's alive, because everybody else gets murdered throughout the thing, you know? It's a weird story. I don't know. And then somebody recommended to me to read, if I have to look at the title because I always mess it up, If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. And this one was a kind of a heart-wrenching, but really engaging YA romance drama. I wouldn't say it was a rom-com because there wasn't really anything funny about this one or cute about this one. This one's kind of a deep, dark one. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a YA romance drama. But I enjoyed that one. Yes. And then the two that I fit in, like right at the very end there, after Christmas, a couple of new books I got for Christmas time. The Name Drop by Susan Lee, and Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. This one got YA Romance Goodreads Choice Award. Yeah, something like that. This one Tori gave me for Christmas, and she said she heard about it on, I think, Carrie Cake's Booktube channel. So both of them just fun. More, I don't think new adult's a thing anymore, but these guys are older, but not adult. I mean, yeah, so what do we call that anymore? So they're both graduated, so like 18, 19. The guy in this one is 20. So we're talking older YA, I guess. So this one is about these two kids go to this big company in New York to have a summer work experience. She's going to be an intern. He's going to be like an exec. He's the son of the CEO, so he's going to get a hoity-toity summer job. But their names are the same in Korean. This is a Korean company. Their names are the same, and so there's a mix-up, and she ends up in the hoity-toity job, and he ends up in the lowly intern job. But they find each other and figure it out and decide to stay put and have their different experiences. So it was really fun. Kind of like a Prince and Pauper story, you know, where they kind of get to live the other life and learn some things from that. This one is about a guy who's this really hotshot chess player, and our girl, who is a pretty good chess player too, but she hasn't been doing it for a while because of things that happen, and she ends up getting drugged back into the industry to play chess and ends up falling for the dude, but also playing against him. And actually, he falls for her first. He falls for her pretty fast, I'd say. So it's a cute, very chess heavy book. She does it well though. So like if you're not into chess, you don't understand chess, it's not too eyes glazing over ish. There was a few moments where that I felt that, and I was like, okay, enough of the chess. I don't understand anything about chess. There's a lot of stuff that she talks about that I have no clue what it is, but still it's fun. So yeah, that's the one I finished right before midnight, a couple hours before midnight on New Year's Eve. So yay, I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think, did I get all 6 books? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. I think I got them all. So I did pretty good at the end of the year. I'm proud of myself, which makes me wonder what I should make my goal be for next year. Stay tuned for my goal video that I'm going to film here in a minute. I don't know when it will get up, probably this week sometime, so look for that. My plans for January. Last night I started this one, Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. Very different so far. Yes. I've read 2 chapters last night. We've got our girl who lives on an island where everything's salty, but it needs to be salty because the things that rain down from the sky from the moons are like toxic pollen, and that's what the sea is full of this toxic pollen. That's the setup, I think. We'll see where it's going. And she's friends with the Duke's son who lives on the island. It sounds like it's gonna be really cute. And somebody
says, I saw it on a Booktube channel somewhere, and also Tori was telling me, cozy fantasy. I guess that's a thing now. I don't know. And then for book club, we are going to be reading Remarkably Bright Creatures. I have to look at that title because I always get it wrong. By Shelby Van Pelt. So this is for book club. I have a couple weeks to read it. It seems like it's going to be pretty easy. Everybody says, oh, you mean the octopus book? Yes, we're reading the octopus book for book club. Hopefully people like it. I think some people are a little wary about reading the book about an octopus. But I'm looking forward to it. Finally see what all the buzz is about on this one. Then we keep talking about having a family book club, just like my kids. Like, no, not further extended than that, just like my grown-up kids. And it's been suggested that we read The Trial by Franz Kafka. And I have this version that's just all words. Like, there's no paragraph breaks, hardly. I hope I can do it. It's really short. But so I want to fit this in this month and hope that somebody else will read it with me. I think that'd be a fun one to start the year off with. Something that that will make me think to start the year off with, you know what I mean? So let me know if you've read this one and if you have any advice to give me for reading this one. Those are the ones that are on my list for sure for January. So I don't know what else I'm going to read this month. I feel like there was something else on my list. I know I'm going to be getting some more books sent to me by that organization that has this award that they give out. Trust is the first one. I haven't gotten any more yet, but as soon as they start coming in, I'm going to have to read them pretty much quickly as they come in. So I will let you know how that goes. I'm looking forward to a new year and a new push to read all the things. And I hope you're feeling really upbeat and positive about the new year too. Until next time, happy reading. Bye.